Now we've snuck in here on setup day, and the great thing about that is we get to see all these vans before Joe Public does. The only slight downside, maybe some buzzing saws in the background or some relentless beeping, but I digress. We get to look at some cracking new products like this Untitled Chapter RS. Now RS isn't a new model, but it's improved for the 2017 season. So what are these improvements exactly? The first concerns the awning. This used to be mounted on the side, but is now on the roofline. And this has allowed a more aerodynamic profile and has also facilitated something very interesting inside. Just before we get onto that though, the other thing of note is that this van used to be 6.1 meters long. Now it is 6.94 meters long. So there's some extra real estate inside to play with. Now the revised position of the awning has enabled a major change inside the vehicle, and that is a brand new design for the overhead lockers. There's actually more room inside and they get a funky new facing for 2017. Another design change concerns these bulkheads here. In last year's models they kind of overlap the lockers slightly, but this time they've been cut right back. So you get this amazing sweep of locker. A very pleasing design effect indeed, I feel. Now this is the low-line van. You'll notice the two overhead lockers above the cab. The high-line version, which is a cost option, gives you a double bed. So if you really want to take friends and family away with you and intrude on all your private time, you can do exactly that. Now I mentioned an increase in length. And the beneficiary of that has been the offside single sofa, which is now 6 feet long. So you can actually use it as a single bed. Of course, you can fit more people in the lounge now with the extra length. So 3 on this side, 2 on this side, and 1 person in the rotated passenger seat. And while we're talking about the cab, it's worth noting that you get the high-level stereo as part of the media pack, and also a colour television, which drops down seamlessly from the dashboard and allows you to watch Practical Motorhome TV while you're on the road. Now this show van version of the RS has the parallel lounge configuration that makes up into a whopping double bed by sliding the slats into the gangway and rearranging the cushions. One other beneficiary for 2017 is the kitchen, which now has an L-shaped arrangement for the worktop. This has been made possible by taking out the square fridge and using a super slimline version on the other side of the vehicle. All very good. It also gives you some amazing storage under the sink, so you've got space for pots, pans and cutlery. Very thoughtful. And next to that we have a dual fuel cooker with 1 electric ring and 3 gas burners for maximum flexibility if you're the kind of person who lets your gas supplies dwindle. Above that and a further back up you have a microwave oven, and underneath a separate oven and grill, all very considered. Opposite that you have a wardrobe that opens from the side and has a half-length drop, and that sits atop a convector heater which is distributed around the van using blown air. Some other changes are to be found in this commodious end washroom, the first of which concerns the shower compartment, which has now been widened to attract a greater range of people. There's a rail in the top that comes down to enable you to dry your wet towels and clothes. The choice is yours. A bifold door, a light and some storage for lotions and potions is also included. You also have a swivel loo at the back, a vanity unit here, half-length mirror and storage underneath and up above here. And also you'll notice a fairly distinctive feature, see-through glass on the back of the van. Very interesting indeed, but if you are worried about any voyeurs out there on site, you can lock them out really easily. Now, as they say in France, bonne nuit. Now, the extra length has resulted in some storage improvements in this van, but how good is this? You have a vertical locker at the back that allows easy access to the loo cassette, and it also has a shelf in the middle that tips up and down on a hinge, giving you maximum flexibility. Now, the Untitled Chapter RS is based on the Fiat Ducato with a 3,500 kilogram chassis. As standard, it has a payload of 240 kilograms. If that's not enough, of course, then C1 license holders can upgrade to 3,650 kilograms free of charge, thus upping your payload. There have been some remarkable